Nintendo, the renowned Japanese video game company, has consistently demonstrated a commitment to fostering communication and accessibility within the gaming community. With a diverse range of games and innovative hardware, Nintendo has prioritized creating experiences that can be enjoyed by players of all ages and abilities. Through their emphasis on intuitive controls, inclusive design choices, and multiplayer features, Nintendo has opened the world of gaming to a wider audience, facilitating social interaction and connection among players. Nintendo creates a more communicative and community-based experience focusing on Japanese lifestyle and cultural values. By examining a variety of game designs across Nintendo platforms through the decades, the Japanese juggernaut delivers a more accessible package that allows global cooperation and bridges cultural lines. Everyday social culture in Japan is deeply rooted in the country's agrarian past, where communal living and respect for nature were essential for survival. The concept of WA, or harmony, is at the heart of Japanese culture. Shaped by a rich history and deep traditions, harmony informs all aspects of Japanese law and customs. Rose 1. This legacy of collectivism is evident in the emphasis on harmony and cooperation, which permeates Japanese society from greetings and interactions to business practices and social norms. A strong sense of community, a hallmark of Japanese society, finds its roots in the communal nature of rice cultivation, where farmers relied on each other for support, labor exchange, and collective decision-making. This spirit of interdependence extends beyond rural communities, shaping the close-knit nature of urban neighborhoods and fostering a sense of shared responsibility for the well-being of the group. In Japan, houses often stand shoulder to shoulder, fostering a sense of togetherness. When someone moves into a new house, the act of greeting neighbors is not just a formality, it's a cherished custom that strengthens the bonds of community. Journey 1. Japanese people have a strong sense of community, and they are often very involved in their local neighborhoods. This is reflected in the way that people participate in neighborhood festivals and events, and in the way that they look out for each other. It is also reflected in the way that people join clubs and organizations, which provide them with a sense of belonging and purpose. Nintendo's games often incorporate elements of Japanese culture, folklore, and aesthetics. Games like The Legend of Zelda draw inspiration from Japanese mythology, as prevalent with the case of the base enemy, Bokoblin, looking like the mythological figure of an Oni, or your companion in the 2011 release of Skyward Sword, where Fihu resembles a Miko, or a shrine maiden. Even the themes in the game where there is no clear dichotomy between good and evil is a common appearance in Japanese storytelling. In Neon Genesis Evangelion, an anime that is a psychological deconstruction of the mecha genre, featuring complex characters and a plot that challenges traditional notions of heroism and villainy. The characters are often driven by their own personal demons, and the line between good and evil becomes increasingly difficult to discern. The Zelda series thus exposes the West to different types of mythology and storytelling. In a polar opposite instance, the Animal Crossing series showcases aspects of everyday Japanese life. The Animal Crossing series is renowned for its peaceful and serene atmosphere, reflecting the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, which embraces the beauty of imperfection and the transience of nature. In this game, players are new residents on a deserted island. Over time, they can build a community, make friends with the animal villagers, and create their unique island paradise. Yugami, the game's idyllic villages, surrounded by lush greenery and gentle landscapes, embody this appreciation for nature's tranquility. Players are encouraged to slow down, appreciate the surroundings, and engage in activities like fishing, gardening, and stargazing, mirroring the Japanese emphasis on mindfulness and connection with nature. Animal Crossing fosters a strong sense of community, akin to the concept of omotenashi, the Japanese practice of selfless hospitality. The game's villagers, with their diverse personalities and friendly interactions, create a welcoming and supportive environment. Players are encouraged to interact with their neighbors, exchange gifts, and participate in community events, promoting a sense of belonging and mutual respect. By immersing players in these cultural elements, Nintendo introduced young US kids to Japanese customs, traditions, and aesthetics. In order to better understand the overall impact Nintendo has had on the video gaming industry, it helps to first look at the specific style of game and consoles that were developed with the ideas of community gaming in mind. You need a certain kind of hardware to make that social situation possible. And in the past we've had that experience with NES and SNES of having two controllers, and it definitely felt like the social experience where your friend would come over to your house and play with you. And so we wanted to make that situation not only more possible, but more visible outside the house, to see people playing together like that. It's the addition of two controllers from the start that makes creating those things possible. Brian, Nintendo recognized early on that the physical design of their consoles could influence how people played together. This underscores Nintendo's belief in the power of community gaming. They have consistently prioritized creating experiences that encourage players to connect and interact, fostering a sense of belonging and shared enjoyment. The presence of two or more controllers encourages shared gameplay, where players can experience the game together, sharing triumphs and challenges. This shared experience in proximity strengthens bonds and creates memorable moments that can last a lifetime. The Nintendo 64 launched in North America in 1996 and was revolutionary in that it co-ansioned 4 controller ports. This was part of the 5th generation of consoles where Sony and Sega, Nintendo's main competitors, opted for just 2 control ports but decided to upgrade from cartridges to CDs. Another example of where Nintendo opted to go for the fun over power route was when in the next generations of consoles, while Microsoft focused their consoles' antithesis on online play. This proves that Nintendo's mission statement was deeply rooted in their culture and history. Entertainment in Japan is a highly ritualized activity, full of set procedures and etiquette. Lebra 108, according to this, model members of the group are expected to conform and cooperate with one another. Lebra 64. This sheds light on the cultural context that influences Nintendo's game development philosophy. It suggests that their emphasis on cooperation and shared experiences stems from the deep-rooted Japanese values of WA and collectivism. Nintendo games often boast beautiful artwork over trying to make the graphics look lifelike, which is a direct parallel to how their animation industry is renowned globally. With the 7th generation of consoles is when Nintendo took the most drastic step in individualizing themselves. By taking this path, they told their audience that they were unique and interested in bringing people together. While the codename, Revolution, expressed our direction, we represent the answer. We will break down that wall that separates game players from everybody else. We will put people more in touch with their games and each other. Jones 139, Nintendo backs their statement up with an inclusive ad campaign following the release of the Wii. In this trailer, 2 middle-aged Japanese men visit a house and play Wii games with people of all ages and genders. They quickly realized that the Wii is a fun and easy way to connect with people of all ages and backgrounds. By not advertising to the typical teenage boy means they were able to appeal to a broader audience and reach a new demographic. In turn, this group was able to assimilate to the intuitive motion controls, which meant that even Luddites were able to join the world of gaming. Wii Fit is an enjoyable form of exercise for an elderly population. Franco 1, this bridged gaps between grandparents and their grandchildren, bringing fun to households everywhere. Nintendo's multiplayer games are designed to be accessible and inclusive, catering to players of different skill levels and ages. The games often feature adjustable difficulty settings, handicap options, or assistive features, allowing players of varying abilities to join in and enjoy the multiplayer experience. This inclusivity promotes positive social interaction, as players can engage with others regardless of their gaming proficiency. When Mario Kart was first developed, our focus was on how the player can have fun playing with other people. Mario Kart balances this motivation with the experience of family fun for all ages. Due in Turn 24, the series' kart racing mechanics are simple and intuitive, making them easy to pick up and play for newcomers, while still offering enough depth and complexity to challenge experienced players. Additionally, the game's various difficulty settings, handicap options, and assistive features allow players of all skill levels to compete on a relatively level playing field. Games on Nintendo's next console took co-op play even further with release of games like Nintendo Land and Super Smash Bros. Wii U. Pokémon Go's innovative approach to mobile gaming has fostered a sense of community and appreciation for nature among players. This has really attracted casual gamers, enticing people off their sofas to play games on their mobiles with friends. Rainford, not only does this game bring gamers together in the real world, it also gives people a fundamental appreciation of nature. Connecting with the outdoors is a principle of Shinto religion from Japan and helps players explore and go new places looking for different types of creatures to catch. If you are at the beach, you are more likely to catch water-type Pokemon, and if you are in the desert, you will find more rock or ground-type Pokemon. To catch the powerful legendary Pokemon, you will need to team up with at least 5 other people to defeat it before a chance to capture it. Nintendo cultivates vibrant communities and fan bases through shared experiences, online connectivity, and popular culture engagement. Moreover, when they were not playing the machine, they were being showered with the culture of Nintendo through mixed media. Nintendo's multiplayer games have also contributed to the formation of communities and fan bases. Players often come together to discuss strategies, share tips and tricks, and organize tournaments or events. Online platforms like social media, forums, and Discord servers provide spaces for players to connect, exchange ideas, and build relationships beyond the gaming experience. YouTubers and Twitch streamers have provided easily accessible content that expand the worlds of the games. For example, popular YouTuber Peanut Butter Gamer has a video where he talks about the top 10 secrets in gaming, sharing with his millions of followers little Easter eggs that would otherwise be hard to notice on your own. Events such as E3 bring millions of like-minded people together to get excited for upcoming announcements of new game releases. At these events, it's not uncommon to see people dressed as their favorite character, having group cosplays with their traveling friends. Pokemon, the biggest franchise in media, includes trading within the games and cards that are literally called the trading card game, insinuating that players should collect and share. If they're going to swap cards and play the game, they need to socialize and make friends. They'll also learn quickly that sore losers, cheats, and kids who don't play fair aren't going to get very far in this arena. Lee 1, with the introduction of the Link cable, players could trade and battle each other on their Game Boys back in the 90s. The games have 2 different versions with creatures specific to that version, so in order to catch them all, you must find someone to trade with. There are many Pokemon events held around the world, both for the games and the TCG. These events are a great way for players to meet each other, make new friends, and compete in tournaments. Shigeru Miyamoto's game design philosophy fosters collaboration and real-world connections that extend beyond the virtual world. We see evidence of a key Miyamoto outcome, and that's collaboration. In Mario, collaboration could be achieved through multiplayer mode, much like arcade games. Zelda appears to be a single-player game, forcing player isolation. However, Miyamoto has explained that he wanted people to go to work and talk about the game, share tips, and build community through communication about experiences. This letter evidences spouses talking, but also people reaching out to a broader community. This is a game that is difficult to win without help. Duinter 44, their game's expansive lore, spanning centuries and multiple timelines, invites players to delve into its mysteries and construct their own interpretations. Hidden secrets, scattered throughout the vast landscapes, reward curiosity and persistence, further enhancing the sense of community as players share their discoveries and insight. Nintendo, with its many icons, has spawned a rich and enduring pop culture discourse, with its characters, storylines, and symbolism becoming deeply embedded in contemporary culture that also reference past culture. Link, the iconic protagonist, has transcended the confines of the gaming world, becoming a symbol of courage, resilience, and exploration.